Do you like railroad switching or mainline running, or both? Hi, this is Burr Stewart, and welcome to part 88 in my continuing series of model railroad operations videos. Today we have a whole smorgasbord of different types of things, from construction updates to switching moves, breaking in locomotives, and even an occasional oddity. So let's get started. To begin with, Aiden was running this beautiful SP&S RS3 in the Bayside yard in Everett, just doing a little switching. And we love this locomotive. See the nice rotating beacon? It's a Bowser product from a recent run. Has a nice bright headlight, good sounding horn and bell engine. Ooh, boy, I'm glad I wasn't standing near the real thing for that. Now, meanwhile, we were working on constructing the new Milwaukee engine facility, and this meant we needed to move the engines that were parked there out of the way. So we got to enjoy this 3-unit consist with a GP30, which is one of my favorite locomotives in general. And this particular one is no exception. Nice brake sound. Ah, look at that GP30. Beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with this SW1500. We had to move that away too. Over in the other corner, there was a bunch of construction going on of the Lonestar Cement loading dock, which you can see here compared with the prototype photograph. Now back in Interbay, we were switching like crazy. Bang! And this second SW1500, BN number 322, was busy in the Interbay yard switching. This is the switching lead underneath the Emerson Street overpass, as many of you know if you've been watching my channel. It looks to me like we might catch a few more bangs in this operation. We'll have to see. Very nice. This is one of the new Athearn mainline series with Tsunami decoder. It sounds really good. Runs really well. Great horn. And Scott is using the proto throttle to control it, and we'll get a shot of that in a few minutes as we do some more switching here. I can't tell you everything he was doing, but it had to do with sorting cars for different outgoing trains. Now there it looks like he's uncoupling the red boxcar. Presumably he'll pull out. Yep, leaving that there on the track. If you've ever wanted to be a yardmaster on an operating session, this is what it's like. You just keep switching cars in and out of different tracks, trying to get the next outgoing train ready. Wait for it. Bang! There's a nice steel load in that gondola car. I'll show you an aerial view of that later. And I love tank cars. This stubby short one is a little bit out of era, but I like it anyway, so we run it. Sorry about that. I keep advertising this as a 1973 layout. Bang! That wasn't too loud a bang. And it made, yeah, it hooked up though. So I don't know why he was, oh yes I do. He dropped off that red car, did something else, and then came back to pick it up. Two toots mean we're moving forward, and three toots means we're moving back. You knew that already, but I have to keep repeating it. I don't know why, it's just one of my many obsessions. I'm trying not to talk too much so you can enjoy the engine sounds. There's that boxcar. Bang! Well, I guess he's done for now. There's an aerial view of the steel shapes in that gondola car, and he's pulling away now, leaving those cars on the track. This empty woodchip car probably needs to be sent back east to a sawmill in the mountains somewhere. That's pretty good sound, if you ask me. Bang! Oops, it didn't align properly. You know, couplers have to be aligned right for them to work. Sometimes if you smash them together a little harder, they work better. See how he's using the proto throttle there on the right? He wanted to drop off that woodchip gone. And it looks like he succeeded. You'll see how he flicked over the switch points with his uncoupling pick. He was trying to keep his hands out of the picture. Pay no attention to that dental floss pick off to the right there. Some people use it for uncoupling, but at this point it's just lying there in the ditch. Whoa! is that? Well, it turns out while we were doing this, Dave was breaking in a new Union Pacific locomotive that he had just purchased. And in a second, I'll show you him unpacking the new locomotive from the box and even the product information. But first, we have to free the switch engine. Very nice. So I sped this up so you wouldn't have to spend too much time on it, but there's nothing more fun than unboxing a new toy, right? Look at him go. He's got that box there, take it off, he's gonna... And there's the specs on this new locomotive. Very nice. He broke it in at high speed, and then later he slowed it down, as you saw earlier. Coming through Ballard. And now, back to the real model railroading. We have a eastbound through freight waiting to take the High Line up towards Skycomish. They had to stop there to throw the switch points. I really wanted you to see the rotating wheel bearings on this engine. This is a Rivarossi locomotive. Look at those rotating wheel bearings. Isn't that cool? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. If you read the Railroad Model Craftsman magazine, they had an article recently on the 40-foot New Haven boxcars, and you just saw one of them there. It'll show up again in the train in just a minute. Keep your eye out for it. Meanwhile, now we're coming through the Delta Yard in Everett with this same train. And we're planning to head up to Skycomish. There are those rotating bearings again. There's that black New Haven boxcar I was talking about. It's a nice, reasonably short train. I was so busy taking this video that I forgot to check the switches. And since this channel is about reality model railroading, you can see we failed to take the main line and ended up having to drive the train into a siding. Oops. Well, a few minutes later, we got back on the road and headed up towards Skycomish. You'd never know it, but behind and below this train is a 7-track hidden staging yard where we keep all the trains coming in from Portland. Oh, there are those bearings. Well, we don't have bearings on this side of the locomotive. They're all covered up by speed recorders or something. There's Mount Index and the Index Loop. And down below it is the Plywood Pacific part of the layout, which is the Ballard industrial switching area in the middle of Seattle. The train on the curved track on the right there is the grain train waiting to be run again. You can see that in one of our recent previous videos. I think it's the one about sound rails. Now we're coming across up towards Skycomish, but what is that red engine down on the main line below? No matter what we do, we seem to have British locomotives show up randomly, and this day is no exception. There's our New Haven boxcar again. And once again, this is the eastern extent of the main line, going around the Mount Index Loop towards the Skycomish staging yard. And there is a British locomotive. You'll have to look in the description for information about this. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it is. Something Robin Peel brought over just for fun to break in. It sounded pretty good. And now our train is pulling into one of the tracks in Skycomish. I love those Penn Central boxcars from the era. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. A lot of different things. We did some switching in Interbay, several mainline trains, other random occurrences, opening up a box of a new UP locomotive. It's all good fun. That's why we call it Much Fun with Trains. So for now, this is Burr Stewart, wishing you much fun with trains.